This is the story of how a red bee from Manila plans to sting the American giants right where it hurts. For decades, KFC and Popeyes thought they owned the fried chicken market. But in January 2026, a massive shift rocked the fast food industry. Jollibee, the brand once ignored as just a nostalgic spot for Filipino immigrants, has officially declared war on the global stage with a plan to spin off its international business on the US stock market. They aren't just opening stores, they are winning taste tests against the biggest names in the business. An ice cream parlor from Quezon City grew into a 10,000-store empire that eats competitors for breakfast. Most people in America still think of Jollibee as a small niche player, but the numbers tell a terrifying story for its competitors. As of early 2026, the Jollibee Group operates over 10,000 stores worldwide. They have quietly built a portfolio that rivals the biggest conglomerates on Earth, and their reach extends far beyond fried chicken. While you were watching them open a single store in Queens, they were buying up entire chains across Asia and the United States. They didn't just survive the economic shifts of the last 5 years, they used them to expand while others retreated. The sheer scale of their operation gives them the logistics and capital to bully their way into new markets, and their target is no longer just the Filipino diaspora, but the average American consumer. The empire didn't start with chicken at all. In 1975, a chemical engineering graduate named Tony Tan Caktiong opened 2 ice cream parlors in Cubao, Philippines. He borrowed family money to buy a franchise of Magnolia ice cream, hoping to serve scoops to locals in the humid Manila heat. Tony noticed that, while people liked the ice cream, they were asking for hot food, like burgers and sandwiches. He added a simple burger to the menu, and within weeks, the burgers were outselling the ice cream. Most owners would have stayed the course, but Tony saw the writing on the wall. He canceled the ice cream franchise to rebrand his shops, and in 1978, Jollibee was officially born. That single decision changed the future of Asian fast food forever. In 1981, a major threat hit the Philippine market when McDonald's arrived. Analysts at the time told Tony Tan Caktiong to sell out or close up shop because no local brand could compete with the American juggernaut's efficiency and marketing budget. Tony refused because he understood the Filipino palate better than the Americans did. While McDonald's brought their standard burgers, Jollibee doubled down on local tastes. They made their burgers smell different by using more onions and spices, so the aroma would pull people in from the street. They realized Filipinos loved strong, distinct flavors over the bland efficiency of American fast food. McDonald's failed to adapt quickly enough, and Jollibee secured the top spot in the country to become one of the only local brands in the world to beat the giant on its own home turf. If you are enjoying this look into business history, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. We break down empire-building stories like this every single week. Next, we examine the food that actually won the war. The weapon that eventually cracked the global market wasn't the burger, but the Chickenjoy. In 2025, for the second year in a row, USA Today's 10 Best Reader's Choice Awards named Jollibee the best fast food fried chicken in America, beating KFC, Popeyes, and Chick-fil-A. This result relies on a specific hand breading technique that creates a skin that stays crispy for hours, even in humid tropical weather. The true secret is the marinade. Unlike American chicken, which often relies heavily on the batter for flavor, Jollibee injects the flavor deep into the meat itself. It creates a savory, umami-heavy profile that doesn't need dipping sauce, though their gravy is legendary in its own right. They essentially designed a product that hits every pleasure center of the brain at once. Then there is the item that confuses every first-time American customer, the Jolly Spaghetti. To a Western palate expecting Italian flavors, the dish is shocking because it is sweet and contains sliced hot dogs. It uses a sauce derived from banana ketchup, a wartime innovation from the Philippines when tomatoes were scarce. Critics used to mock it as a barrier to global success, but Jollibee turned this potential weakness into a filter. It became the ultimate comfort food for the diaspora and a viral curiosity for everyone else. Instead of changing the recipe to suit Western tastes, they kept it exactly the same. In 2026, this stubborn authenticity is actually their greatest asset, because the sweet spaghetti with hot dogs stands out as unapologetically distinct in a world of global menu options. In January 2026, Jollibee Foods Corporation announced plans to spin off its international business and list it separately on the US stock exchange. This strategic shift separates the global expansion from the Philippine parent company to gain access to massive amounts of American capital. It signals that they are no longer just a Philippine company with some overseas stores, but are positioning themselves as a true global multinational. They want a valuation that reflects their status as a top-tier fast food operator. This move allows them to raise billions of dollars specifically to flood the North American market with new locations, aiming to turn Jollibee into a household name in the Midwest, rather than just in coastal cities. While the public focused on the fried chicken, Jollibee was quietly buying up other popular spots. The Jollibee Group acts as a predator in the acquisition market. They own 100% of the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, the better burger chain Smash Burger, and as of January 2025, they took full ownership of the Michelin-starred dim sum chain, Tim Ho Wan. Most recently, they acquired a majority stake in South Korea's Compose Coffee. This is no longer just a chicken company, it is a diversified food conglomerate. This portfolio approach protects them because they have coffee if the burger market slows down, and dim sum if coffee dips. They are building a financial fortress that makes them incredibly difficult to kill. The current battle plan is aggressive. The company has set a hard target of 500 stores in North America by 2030. In 2025, they finally launched a franchising program in the US to open the floodgates for rapid expansion. Before this, they owned most of their US stores to control quality, but now they are ready to let partners help them scale. They are targeting Texas, Florida, and the tri-state area specifically. You cannot buy the kind of loyalty Jollibee possesses. When they opened their first store in London, people camped out on the sidewalk for 18 hours, and lines wrapped around the block in Times Square. For the Filipino diaspora, Jollibee isn't just food. It serves as a piece of home and a venue for children's birthday parties and family reunions. They have weaponized this nostalgia to attract outsiders. The late Anthony Bourdain famously visited a Jollibee and fell in love with the distinct nature of the spaghetti. That endorsement, along with endless TikTok taste tests, pushed the brand into the mainstream culture. They do not need to spend billions on TV ads because their customers do the marketing for them. Expanding a fried chicken empire across oceans creates a logistical nightmare. To ensure the Chickenjoy in mild California tastes exactly like the Chickenjoy in humid Manila, Jollibee invested heavily in a central manufacturing system. They prepare the marinades and mixes in massive, high-tech commissaries before shipping them out to reduce the margin for error at the store level. In 2025, they ramped up their supply chain infrastructure in North America to support that 500-store goal. They understand that if the supply chain breaks, the product quality dips and the brand dies. This reality is why they paused aggressive expansion a few years ago to fix their back-end systems, a move that frustrated investors then, but is paying off now. It isn't all smooth sailing, though. Jollibee faces a major threat from the global shift toward healthier eating. Their menu is unapologetically heavy with deep-fried chicken, sugary pasta, and white rice. In a world obsessed with weight loss drugs and calorie counting, Jollibee contrasts sharply with current trends. Competitors like Chipotle or Sweetgreen offer clean fuel, while Jollibee offers pure indulgence. However, the company is betting on the simple truth that people cheat on their diets. They aren't trying to be the everyday lunch spot for the health conscious, but rather the ultimate cheat meal. It is a risky bet in 2026, but looking at their sales figures, it is a wager that is currently paying off. The other major hurdle is labor. In the Philippines, Jollibee is a prestigious employer, but in the US, fast food work is often seen as a last resort. To maintain their legendary Filipino hospitality, which is a core part of their brand identity, they have to train American workers to adopt a specific service culture. Friendly service is harder to enforce in a tight US labor market. They have had to increase wages and invest heavily in training programs to ensure that a customer in Chicago gets the same warmth as a customer in Cebu. If they fail to translate this culture, they risk becoming just another generic chicken restaurant. The specific focus on coffee helps explain their strategy. By acquiring Compose Coffee in Korea and Highlands Coffee in Vietnam, Jollibee Group is quietly becoming a coffee giant. Coffee has higher profit margins than fried chicken and encourages repeat daily visits. The plan is to use the cash flow from the high-margin coffee businesses to subsidize the expensive expansion of the Jollibee food brand. This creates a balanced financial system. While Starbucks is fighting labor unions and price fatigue, Jollibee's coffee brands are dominating the value segment in Asia. They may eventually bring these coffee concepts to the West to challenge Dunkin' and Starbucks directly in the late 2020s. Tony Tan Caktiong has a stated goal to make Jollibee Foods Corporation one of the top 5 most valuable restaurant companies in the world. To get there, they have to knock out giants like Domino's or Yum Brands. A decade ago, this sounded impossible. But in 2026, with the US listing on the horizon and 10,000 stores operational, it looks like a roadmap. They have proven they can acquire, they can scale, and most importantly, they can make food that people actually want to eat. The label McDonald's of the Philippines is no longer accurate. They do not want to be the Filipino McDonald's. They want to be the global Jollibee. From a borrowed ice cream freezer to a Wall Street IPO, Jollibee's journey offers a lesson in resilience and adaptation. They prove that you don't need to sacrifice your identity to win on the global stage. Sometimes, you just need better fried chicken. The next 5 years will determine if they can truly conquer America, but the Red Bee has clearly arrived. If you want to keep tracking these market-shifting stories with us, click that subscribe button right now, and we will see you in the next video.